Hello, and welcome to Best Picture Brainrot, a podcast where three friends count down to the 100th Oscars by watching every Best Picture winner in order.
Follow along as we give ourselves cinematic brain damage from the first winner, Wings, to whatever the Academy picks in 2028.
There are 86 weeks until the 100th Oscars, and today we are going to talk about Mrs.Miniver. Surprises, disappointments, hot takes, and plenty of brain rot.
We are your hosts, Adam,
Sarah,
And Drew.
2 weeks ago, we discussed one lady, Rebecca, and now this time, we're going to do it again, with a bit more formality. Mrs. Miniver, nice to meet you. Oh,
Charmed.
You're an Oscar-winning British housewife in the early years of World War II? Tell me more. What are your thoughts on Cavalcade? Indeed, this movie trades boars and biplanes for a rumination on a war that the world is still in the middle of. It is an adaptation of a novel that came out in 1939, which makes sense because that is when World War II started. So before you start, I would love for you guys to guess the number. How many Best Picture winners are about World War II?
I'm going to guess World War II. I'll
Yep.
say 5 Best Picture winners.
Okay.
I saw that.
You saw
I
he
can't
saw
fairly- I
it.
can't
Well, you can
fairly-
say it then, because I'm going to say it.
I believe it said 8.
It's 8. I will withhold
Lord.
that list because we'll
Can I-
speak about them, of course. However, it could be considered up to 10.
Can I guess a few of them?
You can guess a few of them, yeah.
Mrs. Miniver, The English Patient,
Yep.
Schindler's List.
Yep.
Ooh.
One we literally just talked about like 5 minutes ago.
GG.
We're talking about it next.
Casablanca, yes,
Yep.
is on there. That's 4. Saving Private Ryan is not one.
It is not one.
Kramer versus Kramer.
Bridge on the River Kwai.
Yes.
This is
I've
great.
never seen it.
Yeah, when Adolf Kramer fought Franklin Delano Kramer.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. I'm getting confused, guys.
Hold up, I'm missing 3 of them off the top of my head because we got Bridge on the River Kwai.
Yeah, you've gotten those.
Are there like real? There's probably
You've
some
gotten
deep
the big
cuts.
ones,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, we'll get to the rest. There's a ton. This is World War II. It's our first World War II movie. Yay!
Yeah,
We
yeah.
forgot World War I washed.
Washed.
Yeah, like,
It's
next.
The Unk War,
It
as
really
they called
is.
it in 1942. But there's so much history that we can cover with regard to World War II. But we're going to start with some aspect of it that I'm going to pass to Drew. I have no idea what he's going to talk about right now, but I'm very excited.
Well, we did it. 15 episodes in, and we're here. The cinematic gift that keeps on giving, World War II. Whether it's boys in striped pajamas, bridges on the River Kwai, or lists a la Schindler, this
No!
is everything. The war that gave us Nazi scalpers, YouTube edits of Hitler freaking out, Ben Affleck at Pearl Harbor, and most recently, the story of the weather guy who saved D-Day. World War II. I deep down am actually getting so excited. I kind of jokingly, but also dead serious, want to make a new podcast that's just about movies set during World War II. It's such a long list that we already started. Don't quote me on this, but Nazis, you did your thing.
Okay.
What does that mean?
You gave us the perfect movie villain for the rest of eternity. Whether it's getting punched in the face by Captain America, slashed in the face by Buongiorno Brad Pitt, or melted in the face by the Holy Ark of the Covenant, it's just so fun to watch you lose. And here in Mrs. Miniver, we get to watch exactly one solitary Nazi lose.
True.
He also does get slapped in the face a bit,
He
too.
does.
Anyways,
He doesn't get melted, though. Mrs. Miniver pulls out the Ark of the Covenant.
cars a swastika into his head.
I get that joke.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my favorite movie.
Do you think Mrs. Miniver would have liked the Bear Jew?
Absolutely.
Anyways, Mrs. Miniver. Interesting thing about this World War II movie is that it was actually made in the middle of World War II. Not even in the middle, kind of in the beginning. In a lot of ways, Mrs. Miniver acts as a bit of a propaganda tool, laying out the British cause and British civilian experience, perhaps for a more distant and removed American audience. So what was the British experience at the beginning of World War II? Britain formally entered the war on September 3rd, 1939. This was a direct response merely 2 days after the fact to the Nazi invasion of Poland. Before this breaking point, Britain infamously approached the Nazi regime with a policy of appeasement. Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain effectively backed down from the fight, seeking, quote, peace in our time, and letting Germany kinda run rampant over Europe. It wasn't until the invasion of Poland and the election of one Winston Churchill that Britain grew a backbone.
Of Oscar fame.
Darkest
of a
hour.
Movie that sucks.
Entering the war, British ways of life naturally had to adapt. That's what this movie is kind of about. The country relied on imports for 70% of its food, so rationing became an instant concern. A lot of the ships that would import food to Britain were targets by the German forces. So ration books for bacon, butter, and sugar were introduced, managed by the Ministry of Food. Towns would build air raid shelters and instituted blackouts as a way to defend against German bombers. More than just soldiers, the entire British population was mobilized to some degree. For those ineligible for the front line, the Home Guard, originally the local defense volunteers, we see, what's-his-face, the husband at one point has an armband that says LDV, which stands for Local Defense Volunteers. Was established during
He do be volunteering a lot in this movie.
I was curious about that.
So the rescue of Dunkirk is a prime example of this mobilization, and it is in fact depicted in this movie.
Chris Nolan, wow.
Yeah, they didn't even save Harry Styles in this movie.
But aside from defensive measures, life must still go on during war. We'll surely get into some more as we discuss the plot of this movie, but Mrs.Miniver does exemplify this. Life must still go on. Especially the important things like a best rose competition.
Yeah.
Sure. This movie's kind of weird like that.
Thank you, Drew. Well, we will talk about World War II history a grand total of at least 7 more times.
Yeah.
Covering different aspects. I think they all have very different aspects, which is very cool.
Yeah.
But now let's meet our heroine and her cast of quirky friends and family by moving on to the cast and crew. On to you, Sarah.
I'm actually going to start with production. Okay, I'm actually not going to start with production. I actually don't have production for this, which is crazy. There's really not a lot about the production. The only thing is that the speech at the end was rewritten completely the night before shooting and became so influential that it was later distributed by the U.S. government as wartime propaganda and broadcast internationally. President Franklin D. Roosevelt personally made these orders.
I sort of wrote, like, at the end of this movie, I was like, this speech
so
won it
good.
the Oscar.
It's so good.
Like,
We'll
I
talk
think
about
that,
it.
like, tied a bow on it. Yeah.
Now let's meet the cast and crew. So first, we have William Wyler, our director. William Wyler was one of the most respected and successful directors in Hollywood history, known for his perfectionism, films grounded in emotional realism, and extraordinary work with his actors. Unlike directors with a highly recognizable visual style, Wyler excelled across nearly every genre: romance, war films, literary adaptations, epics, westerns, and dramas, earning a reputation as one of cinema's greatest craftsmen. During a career that spanned nearly 50 years, he directed classics including Wuthering Heights, Mrs.Miniver, The Best Years of Our Lives, Roman Holiday, and Ben-Hur. At the time
about him 3 times in this podcast.
We do.
Yeah, because Best Years of Our Lives and Ben-Hur. Mm-hmm. Which is funny, you're like, realism, and he directed Ben-Hur.
And we just talked about him in the last episode because he was supposed to direct How Green Was My Valley. At the time of his death, many considered him second to only John Ford among American directors.
Those people are just counting Oscars. Look beyond the stats.
Yeah. It's like LeBron or Michael Jordan.
This is more like a Wilt Chamberlain versus...
Whatever. Wyler was famous for demanding dozens of takes until he got exactly what he wanted, earning him nicknames like 40 Take Wyler, 90 Take Wyler, and Once More Wyler.
Real clever.
Real clever.
Once More Wyler's good. I love how 90 is just like 40 wasn't enough. Like, that's not even that much clever of an evolution.
No.
40 Take Wyler, more like 90 Take Wyler.
Actors often found him frustrating, but the results spoke for themselves. More actors received Oscar nominations under Wyler than any other director in history. He favored very long takes, deep focus cinematography, and layered compositions that allowed actors to fully inhabit the scene. He pushed his actors past rehearsed performances in search of something more natural and truthful. Some facts about him: he turned down The Sound of Music. Why? because, as he put it, I just can't bear to make a picture about all those nice Nazis.
There's another one.
Oh, yeah.
There's another one about World War II. Yeah, you're right.
Boom. Another fun fact, Laurence Olivier, our main actor from Rebecca,
Our toxic man friend.
our toxic man friend, hated working with this director because Olivier approached film acting like stage acting, projecting far into the back row, and Weiler repeatedly yelled, "Lousy!" after takes.
Did he call him Lousy Lawrence?
No, but that would have been fun.
They were just yelling nicknames at each other.
Yeah. But basically Weiler told him, "Stop."
90 take Weiler. More like 100 take Weiler.
True. But after, Weiler basically started telling Olivier, "Stop trying to reach the third balcony of the Manchester Opera House." But Olivier
Hooked him.
To be a fly on the wall for that.
I know. Olivier later credited Weiler with teaching him how to act for the camera, though. So he eventually appreciated him. But another thing about Weiler is he had almost no ability to explain acting. When Henry Fonda asked what he was doing wrong after dozens of takes, Weiler replied, "It stinks. Do it again."
Just like, again, but like, like,
Exactly.
you get the idea, like that,
That's what it sounds like, honestly. When Charlton Heston asked for notes on Ben-Hur, Weiler simply said, "Be better."
Oh my God.
Be best.
Yeah, be
best.
Be best.
So yeah, he would do 30, 40, 50 takes. And
Some would say 90.
some would say 90. And barely explain what he wanted. Actors would become so exhausted that they'd stop acting and start behaving naturally, which was exactly what he wanted.
All part of the plan.
He directed both Audrey Hepburn's and Barbra Streisand's film debuts that both won Oscars. So there's a method to his madness.
Roman Holiday and Funny Girl?
Wow.
That's Weiler.
That's Weiler.
100 take Weiler.
That's-
More like
that's
200 take
Weiler.
Weiler.
That's Weiler. He's Weiling.
Yeah, he's wild.
Weiling out.
Wirling out.
Wirling out.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about Greer Garson, who plays Mrs.Miniver. Greer Garson was one of MGM's biggest stars of the 1940s. She played a lot of resilient women. She was very popular, specifically just the 1940s, like World War II. She was that World War II it girl. But yeah, she became a very reliable prestige actress. She specialized, like I said, noble heroines, devoted wives. So she was perfect for wartime dramas like Mrs.Miniver. From 1941 to 1945, she received 5 consecutive Academy Award nominations for Best Actress, a record she still shares with Bette Davis. Though audiences adored her warm and gracious screen image, Garson eventually grew frustrated being repeatedly cast as the saintly perfect woman. She is interred beside her husband in the Sparkman Hillcrest Memorial Park Cemetery in Dallas. I'm not done, though. Guess what, guys? After she filmed this movie, she married
I know.
the man who plays her son in Mrs.Miniver.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Right?
12 years
12
older.
years older. Which isn't
Okay.
like that
Not
insane.
egregious. Not egregious.
Yeah. It could be way worse when you say she married the person who played her son.
Kind of
Yeah.
funny considering the one scene she has too with
They kiss a lot in this movie.
with Mrs.
Yeah.
Where she's talking
Mrs.
about like,
Belden?
Yeah. Where she's like, I hear your ancestor got married at age 12.
Yeah, literally.
Also, her and Walter Pidgeon, the man who plays Mr. Miniver.
Yep. Who
in
was
this-
also Gruffed in
Yes.
How Green Was My Valley.
Exactly. He's the preacher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. She and Walter Pidgeon played husband and wife 8 times
Oh, no way.
throughout their career. So they were basically like Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
They did make a sequel to this movie,
Really?
The Miniver Story or something like that. It
The-
sounds
Wait, the Mrs. Miniverse?
yeah.
The Miniver. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love
I'm
that.
ahead of my time. What can I say?
Miniverse. Yeah, that was great.
I looked up the plot. The sequel sounds incredibly sad.
Oh, let's talk about it at the end
Yeah,
because I am
yeah.
very curious about that.
Yeah.
I just have a couple quick other actors.
it,
I'm going to go into her husband, Richard Ney, as Vin.
Yep.
Richard Ney, who plays Mrs. Miniver's son, he's best known for playing Vin Miniver.
Would you say he's actually best known for playing Mr. Garson?
Yes. Yes. The eldest son in Mrs. Miniver, and then causing a Hollywood scandal by marrying Greer Garson.
Okay, so other people thought it was weird then.
Yes,
too.
they thought
Okay.
everybody thought it was weird. Though he appeared poised for stardom, his acting career never took off. Instead, he reinvented himself as a successful Wall Street stock market analyst and best-selling author, gaining national attention after correctly predicting the 1962 stock market crash.
I was reading his IMDb summary. I just happened across it today. I was like, oh god, I really hope Sarah talks about him because he sounds wild.
He's like Michael Burry, basically.
Yeah.
It was so funny. I was like, what the hell is this guy? He married Greer Garson, then went to Wall Street. Okay.
But I think it also ruined his career.
Yeah.
Because I think she was far more powerful than he was.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Walter Pidgeon as Mr. Miniver. Walter Pidgeon was one of Hollywood's quintessential leading men of the 1940s, kind of in the same vein of Greer Garson, like a very wartime drama actor. Played the dependable, quietly authoritative characters. He was known for being tall and handsome and blessed with a rich baritone voice. Mm-hmm. Basically became MGM's go-to choice for doctors, scientists, executives, fathers, devoted husbands. But his career reached its peak through a series of films opposite Greer Garson, including Mrs.Miniver and Madame Curie, which earned him back-to-back Academy Award nominations for Best Actor. And, funny, there is a long-running rumor that a brief nude slip made it into Mrs. Miniver. Film nerds have...
Oh, believe me, I know.
Did I
No.
miss this?
Pause.
Basically, people have been framing the movie for decades, trying to spot Walter flashing his little pigeon.
Who started this rumor?
I don't know. But anyway.
Richard Ney, probably.
Probably, yeah.
It was a marketing tactic back then. They were calling by your naming it.
And that's a wrap on Cast and Crew.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Well, we're going to talk about Mrs. Miniver.
Yeah,
It's about World War II. But it starts off not really being about World War II. It starts off with establishing, hey, look at these funny, rich British people. And look at the funny, rich British things they do. But before we get to that, we do start with a Mutiny on the Bounty story scroll.
Yes.
That sets the scene
Yes.
for a 1939 London. And, it says, this is about a family in the pre-war era, et cetera, et cetera. We start off with Mrs. Miniver. She's on a bus. She's like, I gotta get off this bus. I gotta go back to the store. I needed to buy this thing. She goes to the store and they're like, we held it for you. We knew you were gonna come back for it. And it's this hat.
Yeah.
Very silly hat. And she's like, I shouldn't, but I'm going to. So she gets that and she goes home. She is in a carriage to go home or something. She talks about being a bougie girl who spends her husband's money. Very specifically brings that up. Says her husband's an architect. He doesn't build anything though in this movie. So
I was wondering what his job was. I didn't know what it was.
they said very briefly at the beginning. Someone's like, he's a lawyer, and she's like, no, he's an architect or something like that.
Oh.
Comes up in the sequel.
Interesting. But she runs into a rich woman who really poor shames her. And that's Lady Belden, who will become a much bigger part of the overall story. She's just the rich woman in the city, or the township that they live in. Yeah, she was played by an actual dame.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was at the final cast and crew. It's funny. But similarly to her buying a hat she can't afford, we cut to her husband who's buying a car he can't afford. Test driving his car. He's like, well, I can't afford this, but wrap it up anyway. Yeah. So it's very much it's very much setting the table for what you're going to assume. It's oh man, look at them. Their lives are about to change, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? But there's a scene I found funny and charming where they're sitting at the dinner table struggling to tell each other the things that they bought.
Yeah. Yes,
they spent their money on.
Okay,
I thought it was silly.
I will say I loved the relationship between these two.
It was cute.
Their family, it was refreshing to see a family that felt actually modern as opposed to the Cimarron Cavalcade family, which felt like these weird embodiments of just a massive piece of history. They didn't feel like really real people, but these people, they felt very real.
It's nice because this isn't necessarily an epic. It covers the span of I would say 8 or 9 months, maybe a year or something like that. It's not super sprawling like those other movies, which kind of makes it harder to pin down the characters. But I think they did a good job with that.
I just resonated with her trying to hide what she was spending her money on.
Yeah.
my girl, been
But
there.
then I love when they like admitted it to each other. He's like, "Come out, I'm gonna show you," and then it just cuts to them like driving in a car super fast. And then there's a hard cut to that, and then a hard cut to them in their bedroom, like in their night clothes after the fast car. And I'm like, did they? After the car ride?
I think they
I think
did.
they did in their separate Hays Code approved beds.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I was like, Hayes, you dirty bastard. They weren't doing that.
No.
We want to see that little pigeon. Come on.
But they're like about to get into bed, and she's like, I've got something to show you. And she comes out with her hat, and he's like, oh God, that's ugly. It's a terrible hat. And Alexa's like, I hated that hat. Stupid ass hat.
All the hats back then looked kind of dumb.
I was messing with the hats.
It's kind of a
Not gonna lie.
kind of a fun hat. It had like a bird head on it or something.
Yeah, a little feather or something.
Yeah. But, you know, again, it's very clearly like, all right, again, their lives are about to change. Their son, Vin, returns home from Oxford, and he's just like that, you know, when you're...
Yes.
I've developed a social consciousness.
That was honestly me. The first term after college, I was like, guys, things are not good out there.
He was at Oxford, but yeah, he's like...
It's called non-binary, father. It's a legitimate choice.
No, it's literally like what your boomer uncle is like afraid of
Yes.
happening.
Yes.
Literally.
But he is super annoying about it.
Yeah.
Like, he's very, very irritating. But I do like how in the next scene they kind of take him to task on it a little bit, because Nepo granddaughter of the Belden clan, who they're like, is like, the Belden clan has run this town for years or for like centuries. But Nepo granddaughter comes in. Her name is Carol Belden. She comes to, little rewind. There's a scene that I didn't even write down because I was like, this is weird. I don't think this is important, but it was very,
It's so
very
important.
important.
You're right.
Mrs.Miniver gets off the train from London, and the station master comes up to her and is like, come here, I need to tell you something.
Oh, yes.
The station master is played by the man who plays Clarence, the angel, in It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
I've never seen it.
It's good. We won't watch it, but you should watch it.
I should watch it.
But I clocked his face immediately, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Frank Capra saw this. And he was like, that's the guy.
Yeah.
That's the guy for this. But he gets a Mrs. Miniver, and it's like, here, I have something to show you. He's like, I grew this rose, and I would like to submit it into the rose competition, or the flower competition, and name it after you. Which is kind of like weird, I guess.
I didn't understand that they've known each other for a while.
Yeah. Well, she talks to the pores sometimes.
I know. She's so good that way.
It was funny how they were like, they called themselves middle class when they were clearly so rich. They just lived in the shadow of like the even richer people.
That's like when people now, they're like, we're comfortable.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, it's
like
like the fact, I think it's like 80% of people claim they are the middle class,
100%.
which is like statistically impossible.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. But no, but she does talk to the pores. And this one he was like, I want to name the rose after you, which apparently is a big deal in this community, which is highlighted in the scene I was just talking about, where the Nepo granddaughter, Carol Belden, comes over to kind of put a stop to him submitting the rose into the contest, because she's like, my grandma always wins. No one ever goes up against her.
It's important
It's
to her.
important to her. And so you're like, this lady's the worst.
I'm surprised, what's his name, Clem?
Clem is the dad, yeah.
I'm surprised he's not like, dude, that's my wife.
I know.
He is harmless.
yeah.
What, you think she's gonna leave an architect for the station master?
Yeah, you're kind of giving possessive energy.
All right, let's analyze this.
Let's analyze this. Let's analyze Drew.
But no, he's like, I'm gonna name my rose after you. And then Carol Belden comes and says, can you please stop him from doing that? And they're like, no, we're gonna let him do it, which is like a fair reaction. And then this is kind of when Vin, he says to Carol, he's like, why are you caring about this? Like, this is classic rich person. Your grandma's just coming to squash the competition. And then she's like, what do you do? What do you care about poor people? And then she charity mogs him by saying that she spends her summers in the slums
She's
of
like,
London.
yo, I went to Haiti. Like,
Yeah, literally. And she like definitely clocks him. She's like, what do? You just talk. easy to talk.
He could have done, oh, that's what we call volunteerism. Go and take a picture with it. I'm doing Stewie now.
To be fair, he does kind of say that. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you do summers, okay, whatever. And she's like, well, yeah, it's like probably not enough. Like, she does admit that, but she's like, well, at least it is something.
Yeah.
It's clearly set up as a flirtation.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought that was good. Again, the rose thing is a big deal, which is, I think it was very irritating, but I also think it was kind of the point that it was irritating in a way.
Yeah.
That it's like, why in the face of war are people clinging? Like, why do you care? What's the big deal? Who cares about this? Like, it kind of highlights two things, I think. One is like, it's silly the things that like we continue to care about even in the face of bigger issues. But also, it's important the things that we cling to in the face of bigger issues.
Yes.
I honestly loved the rose
I
subplot.
hated it at first, but once it got to like the conclusion of it, I was like, I did actually very much enjoy this.
It felt very cute and just very human to me.
It was very stupid. I loved how stupid it was.
Yeah. But the next scene is the Minivers are at the country club dance. Vin sends a secret note to Mrs. Belden, or to Ms. Belden. Clearly the parents are like very much endorsing this relationship. They're like secretly very happy. It's cute how they look at the other couple, and it's like they're clearly reliving their youth a bit, or at least like thinking of their youth. And like Sarah said, they have a cute relationship, the Minivers. So I liked how they looked at the other two, or like the kids, right? Like
Same,
their
I loved
kids
how they
falling
looked.
in love.
Yes, I love them as parents, honestly.
Totally.
Great parents.
The next thing that happens is Germany marches into Poland.
Ooh.
Crazy.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh. This disrupts the flower show.
No.
I know. They're like, we're gonna have to change it. Yeah, I think
we gotta reschedule.
I know, they like defer, and it's like, roses don't live that long. They already cut them. I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw that scene. But the next is so, you know, this is the war starting. Britain is not yet in the war, and that is in the next scene where they're at a church. Everyone is at the church service. Nice church set. And, you know, kids come in and singing, and then someone like comes in and goes to the preacher and like whispers in his ear, and everything gets very, very solemn, and he gets up on the pulpit and says, all right, Britain has officially entered the war, which is obviously a big deal at the time. That kind of triggers like a lot of people obviously going off to war, joining the war. There is one person who joins the war. It's like the boyfriend of one of the housekeepers or the maid or something. She has like a very funny line where she's like, he's going to go, you know, break their sweat stickers.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like swastikas?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of
and
funny.
her
That's
boyfriend.
go ahead.
Her boyfriend also comes in, and she's like distraught.
Oh,
And
yeah.
And then
She's,
he's
like, throwing herself on him.
And then he's like, have a drink. And then she takes one sip and she goes, and she's all happy again. I'm like, you're an alcoholic.
The sweat stickers thing feels very like TikTok, like skirting censorship sort of thing.
Oh.
It's like sewer slide or PDF files. Yeah.
Yes.
Unalived or whatever.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Sweat stickers. I'm going to start that on TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm gonna start that
exactly.
trend. We need to talk about sweat stickers, everyone.
Oh,
But in this bit of like, you know, people going off to war, Mrs. Miniver is clearly in tune with the idea that her son would probably be doing the same thing. And I think that actually brings back to when Carol charity mogs Vin. I think she kind of instills within him this idea of like, why aren't you doing more? Like, you could like do something, right? And I think that is a through line for his character, who joins the war, who becomes very successful very fast. He becomes like an officer super quickly.
I'm sure that was common with like the rapid mobilization. Like they just were. I think he even said something to the effect, it's like, yeah, you know, like it's going so fast that like we just need to keep promoting people. Like,
yeah. But before then, he does go to, so this is after like the housekeeper's boyfriend goes to the war. He goes to the Belden's house, which is, Carol Belden is appropriate to his age. She lives with her grandmother, Lady Belden. I assume her parents are dead. They never talk about it, but that's clearly the implication there, because she's being raised by her grandmother. But Vin asks her essentially to go steady. They kiss, and then Lady Belden comes in, and she, is still hung up on the rose thing. She's like, you're a Miniver. Like, you naughty little boy.
Yeah.
Tell your mother to lay off.
Yeah.
She's also being very poor-phobic. She has this one line. She's like, this is what happens during war. Like, these little people think they can boss us around. She was the worst. But I actually loved her arc.
I
honestly.
loved her arc.
Silly.
Yeah. But she's the worst. She's poor-phobic. While he is there, an air raid siren begins. So this is, like, very key to Britain's understanding and, like, their participation in the early war is them being just air raided by Germany.
Yes.
I didn't realize this happened. I'm like, why are there so many bombs and air raids right now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, just randomly on, like, civilians and stuff?
Yeah. That's war. That's war, baby.
That was
That's
a very
fucked up.
big, like, that was a big difference specifically with World War II was the air raids on, like, civilians and on cities. Like, they talk about how they level Rotterdam, which is one of the biggest ports out of Europe, and how they just completely leveled that city.
It's just the way that it's so fascinating, like the way that America and Europe deals with war because of the way they have to deal with war is so different.
Yeah.
We cannot, as Americans, even conceptualize what that's like in any way.
Yes.
We have not been
It's
under threat of that sort of thing ever because of our geography, which is wild. But Britain's close enough that they could at least do air raids.
Interesting. This is very helpful for me.
Yeah. Yes, that
very
was all
specifically around this time. I don't know if we're here yet, but this is like a period, at least like the British experience pretty quickly is, you know, like Germany takes over Poland, etc. They take over France, which is the only other nation which also declared war alongside Britain. They basically steamroll through France, and for a good chunk of time, Britain is like the last bastion of like actual opposing the German, you know, regime.
Right.
Which is what the point of this movie is, basically to like instill goodwill towards
Totally.
the British cause right now.
Totally. The next scene is German propaganda playing over the radio at the bar. It's about 8 months into the war. I thought it was very interesting.
It's like Hanoi Hannah, like the
exactly.
Yeah. Hanoi Hannah, you've probably seen it in some. If you've ever seen like a Vietnam movie,
We'll
like,
talk about this again for sure.
For sure,
'cause,
maybe
I don't know how many
Platoon
Vietnam movies there are,
something.
but there's probably a lot. There's definitely a lot of them.
Hanoi Hannah was like a propaganda tool that was used in. She was a sort of like a
English-speaking Vietnamese woman.
like a radio personality based out of Hanoi, the capital of North Vietnam. And they would basically broadcast across the airwaves to all of the, you know,
English-speaking
GIs.
Yeah.
Like, she was basically saying things like, GI, like, your country doesn't care about you. Your country sends all your poor people to go fight your war while the rich men, like decide who lives and who dies. GI, you will die here. GI, you are alone. GI, no one is, like, basically it's
all
just
just
like
demoralize.
it's about it's like the idea is like to demoralize the foot soldiers, and they're kind of this.
Yeah, this English-speaking German voice.
He's
Oh
kind
my
of doing the
gosh.
same thing.
Okay, Peace, War, and Defensive Media Production.
Honestly, it's very cool to see. Like, you can honestly look up like YouTube clips of this stuff, and it's very interesting. Just like the argument that she is making towards.
Did she cook?
She kind of cooks.
I'll have to look into it. That's interesting.
But yeah, I mean, they're like making, in this scene, the Englishmen are making fun of it.
Yes.
Because they're rich.
Yeah.
They're not on the ground.
Yeah.
But I kind of liked how, like, there's a line in the propaganda that's like the Englishman screams and then someone like comes behind and like yells.
Yeah.
Because they're not taking it like too seriously.
They're taking the piss out of it.
They're taking the piss out of it.
They're taking the piece.
And honestly, Jesus. There's our hooligan.
Our chav.
Oi.
Hulugan, as in Stream Love Island UK on Hulu.
We're going to win the footy cup this year, don't you know?
Okay. But Vin, again, he shows up to the bar. Like I mentioned, he's moved through the program very fast. He's already a pilot officer because he got 85% on the test. But he's also stationed at a nearby airbase, which is very nice for the family and his girlfriend. The family has dinner, and I thought this scene was very cute.
I love this scene.
Their kid, like the little kids, because there's Vin, who's
adorable,
probably
yes.
like 18, 19, because he's in college, and the kids are probably like, I don't know, 7 to 10 kind of age. One of the kids asks, "Oh, Vin, you know, are you and Carol going to get married?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I haven't asked her yet, so, you know, I don't want to talk about this right now." And then they ask Carol, Like, are you guys going to get... Or no, Carol actually specifically says she feminism mogs Vin.
Yeah.
She's just... The whole relationship, she's just mogging him.
She was. I loved her for that.
But she's like, aren't you going to ask me if we're going to get married? And then they ask her and she's like, well, he hasn't asked me yet, but I'd say yes. And then that forces the issue. And then Vin, like, essentially public proposes to her at the table, which is very... Again, I thought it was very sweet.
How a cold mama sizzles when she gets hot. What was that quote?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
I know what you're
from
talking about.
Shapely.
Yes. I don't know. I don't remember.
It's like when a cold mama gets hot, watch her sizzle or something.
Something like that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. But yeah. But we kind of get the grim reality of the war where he gets a phone call immediately and he has to report back to the base, which kind of sucks. He was like, he just arrived and he was supposed to have a week off. And they're like, get back here. And he has to like fly across the channel and go do like actual bomber shit. Which kind of sucks. He has some kind of like engine tag, or he like revs his engine 3 times going over the house, which shows Mrs.Miniver that, you know, that's him. And, you know, she's very meaningful to her. Greer Garson had some great face acting.
Lovely face acting.
Yeah, she was very good in that. I totally see the vision. That night, Mr. Miniver is called to River Patrol at 2:30 a.m., which is seeming to be, and he's doing a lot of, as we kind of mentioned, volunteer stuff throughout the war. So I don't know, Drew, if you have any context on this. I'm assuming it was something for like older men to get involved.
Yeah, older, basically anyone who wasn't like of able body and mind to like be in the army or the Navy, etc., to be in the military forces. It's, again, like this is World War II is a very like full mobilization across all fronts, you know, men, women, and children all getting involved. And this is an opportunity for the men who are not of age to get involved.
Totally.
Yeah.
All the unks.
Yeah, literally. It's honestly, it's Unk Patrol.
No, literally. Oh my God. Can we just like make a show called Unk Patrol?
Unk Patrol.
Love that.
That'd be awesome.
And it's weirdly set during World War II.
Yeah.
You're like, this
it'll
is not
be,
what I expected.
It'll be with your World War II movie podcast.
Yeah.
Unk Patrol.
He's cheating on us with them.
Yeah.
You're invited.
But yeah, all the unks gather at the pub at like 3 a.m, which luckily the bartender was there. He gives everyone shots. And they get the orders that they're all, like, everyone is supposed to get their boats and go to this place called Ramsgate. So they get their boats and they go to this like port. And very, very cool shot of all of the boats.
I loved that.
I thought that was a very cool shot. Clearly done with miniatures, I'm assuming. But I really liked the look of that scene specifically. And then they reveal, like, a battleship comes up and they said our men are stranded at Dunkirk, which is a hugely influential event in the British participation of World War II. And say, Drew, you called it like their D-Day or their invasion of Omaha. Like, we have Omaha Beach, they have Dunkirk.
It's very important to the lore of World War II, at least from the British experience, because it is a civilian mobilization, and it speaks very much to the British.
Can you give a little bit of context on
Dunkirk? So
Dunkirk
in the first mobilizations of World War II, Britain and France, etc., all were getting pretty beaten back pretty heavily by the Germans, and a large amount of British forces were stranded at Dunkirk Beach. They're basically surrounded by German forces, and the only way that they're able to get these people back to Britain is they mobilize an entire civilian naval excursion of basically, you know, civilian
just like their fishing boat, their little pleasure yachts.
Would you guys do that?
If it was World War II, sure.
Yeah.
What about World War III?
I guess I got it. I don't own a boat.
Would you be
I'll
ATVing in the
I'll
sand
get on my
dunes?
lime scooter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a lime.
Everyone gets a
Go get
lime.
our boys.
Oh,
But
God.
literally, yeah, these little like fishing dinghies and everything are like sailing across the English Channel to go and pick up soldiers and bring them back home.
I was not expecting a Dunkirk reference in this movie, but I thought it was very cool.
It's sort of the first big, I don't know, it's a very important chapter,
Totally.
at least in the British canon of World War II.
Yeah. So the boats they set off, we cut then to it's 5 days later. Mrs.Miniver, you know, in an era without as much access to information, of course, she has still not really heard from either her son or her husband, which is obviously quite hard. She then happens upon a soldier that is laying in like a bush, and he's a Nazi.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know. He's not
Why do they
very-
gotta be that?
At first, I was like, is that Vin?
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
I'm like, is
Yeah.
he hiding?
Well, it's an interesting thing because there's clearly a more canon event that happens, I assume, in the book, because everyone knows that there's like a German soldier who's behind enemy lines that everyone is looking for. They never set it up in the movie, but they kind of like pay it off later from the scene. But he's laying in a bush. He's got a gun. She tries to reach for the gun like way too slowly. Like, come on, girl. You gotta grab that thing.
Yes.
But he wakes up and is like, you're trying to grab that thing? And then he points the gun at her. He essentially like soft holds her hostage in a way. Not really, but he like takes her back to her house. He eats all of her milk and bread. He like pours milk all over himself.
I hated this guy. Not just because he's a Nazi, but he's just like a.
You hated this guy? That's
just
crazy.
That's crazy, Sarah.
Just a slobby man.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize at first how injured he was, and it made it make a little more sense.
Yeah.
But at first I was like, why is he so,
I guess he
like,
crashed a
infirm?
plane, technically.
Yeah, that's true. But she honestly is like being fairly kind to him, even with like the gun pointed
Killing
at
him
her.
with kindness, yeah.
Yeah. Then he faints. She takes the gun, calls the police, and then she actually like tries to legitimately be nice
Genuinely thought at first that something was in the milk. I was like, ooh.
She poisoned him.
Milk. I was like, that's not what this movie is.
Mrs.Miniver, you got game.
Yeah, that's not what
That was in the sequel. Though.
Yeah. No, it was just he was just tired.
Yeah. Well, no, he was like wounded. Like
Yeah.
his like arm was all messed up and he was bleeding. Because they like show his arm at one point. It's like, oh, he's like really, that's the problem here.
Yeah.
Kind of when she gets the more power over him, he's sitting in the chair and she's like, again, legitimately trying to take care of him. And then he gives this evil villain monologue.
I'm telling you, Nazis are the one people where you can make them just talk evil and we're like, we believe it. It's like,
Well, because it was such a stark contrast to things like, again, like Wings or was it All Quiet, rather.
Yes.
Was the more humanizing thing. Like this one was like, she's trying to help him and he's like, we burned all of your cities in like 2 hours. We're going to
We will come for you. We will destroy your cities.
We will come for your sons and your daughters.
Dr. Jones.
Yes. It totally had that energy. And then the cops come in and they're like, come with us, sir.
Yeah.
I actually thought she was going to keep his gun. And then
why
they, like,
didn't she?
I don't know. She could have been like Scarlett O'Hara.
Yes, I thought she was gonna shoot his ass.
I know. I actually I was like, is Ms. Miniver about to like be really cool?
Yeah.
She could have like increased her Nazi body count.
Yes.
She's playing Nazi zombies for real.
Yeah. But he is arrested, and then pretty soon after, the ship is returning home. Her Mr. Miniver ship is returning home. You don't see him at first, and I was like, is he gonna be there? Like I was a little worried, but then he was there, so that's good. They still haven't heard from Vin, which is obviously like the whole time I'm like waiting for something bad to happen.
There's
I would
some
say.
interesting and very real tension there of like when someone leaves, you don't know if they're coming back.
100%.
And it's like a lot of this movie, at least from her perspective.
No, totally. And I think it did a good job because I felt that. I was like, okay, like something like
Same.
sad is about to happen here.
No.
But like what is it going to be? You have the low-hanging fruit of like the son. I feel like the husband is like slightly a higher hanging fruit, but we'll see where it actually ends up. The planes do return, and it is Vin. And I was like, okay, like she thinks it's Vin. Is it Vin? But then it is. Like there's really no like tension there. Mr. Miniver passes out for like 24 hours, which is completely legitimate.
He has the best pajamas.
He does.
Okay, I love these
He's got
best-
a robe and like a silk pajamas.
These best picture pajamas are so good.
Elite pajama game.
The monogrammed pajamas I need.
But yeah, she wakes him up by saying, "Oh yeah, Vin ate all the breakfast and he's downstairs." So, it was nice. Like everyone is there. She doesn't want to tell him about the German soldier.
Why?
I kind of get it in a way.
Just to like not freak her husband out.
Right, exactly.
think
And
that-
I think I'm sure that was a very traumatic thing. She just like kind of weird to talk about it. But like once she does, like it's fine. And then he like playfully spanks her. Like bends her over the bed.
You
Second-
little Nazi hunter.
Second best picture spank.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I loved their relationship, though.
Yeah. The best relationship.
Can we get a spank count going on in the pod?
And they're both relationships we like.
We like
Yeah.
Canonic.
equals spanking, fellas. That's to the broader fellas of the world.
Okay.
Don't spank women. Okay.
Unless they
Unless they
specifically
consent.
ask for it.
Oh, I never thought of it like that.
You never did Slap Ass Friday in middle school?
Oh, God.
You have explained that, yeah.
Yeah.
Slap Ass Friday.
I don't even know.
You want to explain?
I'm digging that later.
No, I want to dig into this.
No, it was just on Fridays in middle school, someone would declare that it's Slap Ass Friday and everybody would slap each other's ass.
I mean, that's straightforward.
That's awesome.
It's assault. But we were all...
Is
we
that
were,
a sack thing?
No, it was in Woodland. Yes, so yes, suburb of Sacramento. But, I mean, we were all consenting to it.
Yeah.
Some people maybe probably didn't, but most of us were like, yeah, it's Slap Ass Friday.
It's very punch buggy, no punchbacks.
We all like nod sagely. The idea of punch buggy, no punch.
Very MD Fruity Boys interaction here.
Yes.
Still don't know who those guys
Is
are.
Loki like no punch buggies, no punch bags?
Oh,
Anyway,
They look
Vin.
Gas. Adam. wants
Anytime
to
you
talk
guys
about
reference MD Foodie Boys, I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm scared. Just like Mrs.Miniver was scared of the Nazi.
Yeah.
are you calling us
We-
Nazis?
we-
God, that didn't come out right.
Calling us Nazis, Adam?
We went on a whole little thing about Hanoi Hannah and mansplained that to Sarah. So we get to young-splain MD Foodie Boys to you.
We do.
It's only fair.
Yeah, fair. Makes sense.
Both equally consequential media figures, Hanoi Hannah and MD Foodie Boys.
Anyway, back to the movie.
GI. Your food is not gas.
Oh my god, that is such a niche joke.
That's my favorite part.
Chick-fil-A low-key washed.
Like 2 people would understand.
Yeah. And one of them sitting next to
Right here.
Anyway, for the third time back to the movie.
Yes.
Vin goes to the Belden estate to break the news of the engagement to Lady Belden, who immediately runs back to the house to tell Mrs.Miniver that her stock is simply not good enough to breed with her, granddaughter. And to
She does say it
Mrs.Miniver's
like
credit, she does say it like that for sure. That's really not that much of an
Like she's
exaggeration.
talking about American Pharaoh.
Yeah. Well, she first is like, well, they're too young. And they're like, maybe. I can kind of see where you're coming from. And she's like, but I also want to give her time to maybe choose someone better. It's like, oh, okay, maybe not.
And Mrs. Miniver was like, you got married when you were 12.
No,
or 16.
no, she said in the Crusades or something, it was like your ancestor got married when she was 12. Or
Oh,
like
right.
your ancestor married a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
And then she's like, how old were you when you got married? And she's like, 16. She totally history and ancestry mogs her.
Yeah.
She dropped your name is in the files on her.
No, literally.
Oh, God.
She's like, P. Diddy Belden.
Jesus.
I heard your your ancestors got married on the island.
Yeah, Ghislaine Belden.
Oh, my God.
It is revealed through that, actually, that Lady Belden, she really simply has trauma because she got married at 16. Her husband died in the war. I assume the Boer War.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm like, I was trying to think, like, what timeline would she have been, like, 16 for?
Yeah. How, considering how old she was, probably the Revolutionary War.
Oh, hey, oh.
We try not to age shame unless it's me.
Yeah.
It's me. But she ultimately like accepts it, and she's like, "You're a persuasive woman, Mrs. Miniver." Like this is kind of like I felt like her starting to turn into
Yes.
be like a character that I actually enjoyed a little more.
Yeah.
Because she
a
was
little more human.
Her heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Yeah.
Speaking of how
The
green is
Grinch.
my valley.
Yes. Well, she just like looked at Mrs. Miniver and was like, you just have this way of looking at people.
Yes.
You just make me want to
Yeah.
to make me want to do good things.
Yes, I thought that was fun. The next is a cut to the Minivers, without Vin, of course, because he's fighting in the war, but they are in an air raid shelter, which is like, I thought a very good scene. Very harrowing.
Favorite scene of the movie.
Yeah. Like the bombs are just falling all around them. They talk about Vin and Carol's honeymoon in Scotland. Oh yeah, no wait, Vin is not in the war, he's on honeymoon. It's good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. But they are camping in the backyard if camping was in like a sandbagged bunker kind of thing, which is kind of sad. And it's like their little kids were in there. They tucked them in. They're reading Alice in Wonderland to them and each other, which was really sweet. And also it was like, I loved the thematicism of that, where it's like, the idea of escaping to a fantasy world type thing. I thought that was like a cool choice. I enjoyed that. Also, we haven't talked about it yet, but there's a cat in this movie. Shout out a cat being in a Best Picture winner. I was so hyped. Napoleon is my goat.
Yeah.
He's like your...
Adolphus.
Adolphus, yes. Adolphus, Napoleon.
Famous historical figures.
Amazing.
But I will... Oh, wait.
That
Adolphus?
cat could act.
That cat could act. I do just want to say, this is my favorite scene of the film. Like the kid, it was just adorable. It was weirdly cozy, even though they were getting bombed. And like they had all their like monogrammed like backpacks and lunch pails that say Miniver on it. And it was just like
they're trying to do their best to like keep normalcy
for their kids too.
Yeah.
Like,
and then when like the real raid really happens and like the sound design, like the bombs falling was like, it was scary.
Very scary.
It was good. They did a really good job.
Anderson shelter is what that is called.
Oh, okay.
There's a specific name for that type of like civilian bunker called the Anderson shelter. That was specifically designed at the top of World War II and used used during that.
That's cool. But yeah, Vin and Carol, then they return from their Scottish honeymoon to their happy families. The house is totally bombed out, which is sad. The family is doing a very good job of staying positive.
They are.
My terror destroyed.
No.
But
Yeah, they
I
did
shall
not.
rise stronger than before.
There are two ways of going about this. You can be a Mrs. Miniver.
Your war of German aggression shall not bring me down.
Let Adam finish.
I'm just saying, you can be a Mrs. Miniver or you can be a Scarlett O'Hara. Which is your choice?
True.
I am much more of a Mrs. Miniver in these kinds of situations.
Yeah.
I'm very calm and under pressure. When the worst things happen, I'm like,
You don't gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss your way out of things.
no, I girl boss my way.
You just choose one.
I just
It's
choose
a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, the house is bombed out. They're staying positive. It is finally time for the flower show.
Yay! The flower competition!
We've talked about this whole time. It starts off with a very pageanty set, which I thought was kind of fun. Like they have like a little song with like a barber shop.
It was
Not
so
but like a
cute.
pentatonics British style.
Oh my god, I forgot about them.
Yeah.
Is that twee?
Pentatonics?
Yeah, pentatonics is fairly twee.
Okay,
pretty
okay.
Yeah. I mean, is Glee twee?
I don't know. I feel like the Fleet Foxes
They're
is twee.
twee elements. Too.
Yeah, they're twee elements to back to twee.
Back to twee.
Oh god, it's like hurts coming out of my mouth.
Sorry.
The judges give like a little slip of paper to Lady Belden, who is like the person who reads the awards. So it's like she's been reading that she wins the award for how many years now? Drew?
And the winner is me. It's amazing how much runway that joke has gotten.
That was the first thing I thought of when I was watching that scene. I was like, oh, that's weird. She just reads all of them.
Stupid.
But they pass her a note that says, hey, like for the roses, you won. Lady Belden, like your rose won. But I feel like there's clearly an implication where it's like the inferior, like your rose was worse, but it won because like we're not going to make you lose.
Well,
Yes.
Vin kind of gave her a nice ribbing where he was like, oh, they're just scared of you. Or whatever.
Yeah,
it's
I really liked Vin's dynamic with Lady
Yes.
Belden. I thought it was fun. Like he like called her out.
He's kind of like just her son. Like
Yeah.
she started, she warmed up to him.
Yeah, like that's her
like-
love language.
Yes.
yeah.
But yeah, I think she
He's
respected
like,
it.
I may be annoying, but,
Yeah.
but I'm boinking your granddaughter. What are you going to do about it, lady?
Yeah. But like honestly, when she like sees the note, everyone's like, congratulations. And then Mrs. Miniver hits her with like the stare.
Yeah.
And it kind of calls back to like that one scene where it's like, oh God, you have a way of looking at me.
Yes.
And then we see some really impressive character growth from Lady Belden. She goes up and she gives the award to whatever his name was. Bullard or something?
I don't know. The station master.
Ballard, the station master. But he's like so touched. And then apparently
He can't even get up.
He fucking dies!
Apparently he dies 1 hour after receiving the award.
Oh, yeah, we'll get
they
there.
say that later, but I was like, I did think that. I was like, is he like literally about to fall down and die?
That's what I thought. The way that they were, you could just tell in a movie when someone's gonna die.
No, totally. He looked so bad.
Yeah.
But it was very sweet. It was kind of thing like everyone was like clapping for him. And then when Lady Belden announces herself got second, like she got a ton of applause because everyone was like, "Yay, character growth!
It's like,
Yay!"
It was like bad guy in a Sesame Street movie. Character
100%.
growth.
That's so true.
Okay, I guess I'll share with you.
Yes.
You can have a piece of the cake too, Elmo.
I thought this scene was very cute. The flower show is interrupted by a threat of an air raid. Vin has to go participate, of course. So then the two Mrs.Minivers, because now she was like, you're Mrs.Miniver now too.
Yeah,
it's like
cute.
sweet.
So
They're like, they are driving home, I assume, and then they get caught essentially like in a dogfight above them. And like this crazy plane comes and fire and crashes down next to them, which was crazy. And they're like, was that Vin? They're like, that's not actually Vin. But then we have like an all quiet on the Western Front moment where, again, I talked about how lowest hanging fruit's like, okay, the son's going to die easily. It's like, okay, maybe the husband's going to die. Yeah. I feel like I should have seen this coming, but like...
I didn't see it coming.
It gagged me for sure.
Yes.
Because she's like, looks at Carol and she's like, ooh. And she looks up and there's like bullet holes in the ceiling. Oh, I was like, it got me.
I was crying. No, I was crying towards the end of this movie. But it's interesting because it's like everybody's saying goodbye to Vin. Everyone's worried about Vin.
Yeah.
But like, I love how the movie is showing.
Why does no one care about Carol?
Yeah. But like, I love how the movie's showing like it's about civilians that are also dying, and you should be loving and saying goodbye to everybody when you can. You know.
No, totally. I also thought, and we kind of talked about it a little bit, but this movie is just the women mogging on the men.
Totally.
Just constantly. And I would say...
Even death mogged.
Yeah, even death mogged. And I would say from an acting perspective, like they were just bow. Like the women were like
100%.
on fire.
I agree.
I thought both Greer Garson and Teresa Wright is her name.
Okay.
And she actually would the next year star in another Hitchcock film. So,
Ooh.
yeah, so he's I actually want to watch that one now because I thought she was really good. I was very impressed with Teresa Wright. I thought she was great every time she was on screen. But yeah, just like they just did such a great job of acting as the characters that it really sold what it needed to do. But yeah, she dies. Like they get her home and then they lay her on the ground. She just doesn't make it. It's really sad. Yeah.
And this is like the first time that we see Mrs. Miniver really break down because she's holding it together throughout the whole film. And then this is like, oh, fuck.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. But yeah, Vin returns home and like he already knows.
Which, how did he know?
Probably military news or something.
He's just a vibe.
He's just a vibe.
He can smell the dead body.
Something's off.
Yeah. I mean, they lived out in the country. He probably like ran into someone who was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I think he also walked in the door and he saw only his parents and not his wife.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were also like, she's in your bed. And I was like, what? What? How long has she been dead?
Yeah.
Like, get her to somewhere, not there.
Yeah.
That again, we go to a funeral scene that's in the church, but the church is now bombed out, which is, I thought, phenomenal imagery.
Phenomenal imagery.
It's like it does a like pan, and then you see like the
because you don't see it at first, and then it kind of like zooms out or like
shelled
different angles, and it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy, but it looked really cool, and it drove home again this idea of like the civilian war and all of that. Again, they say, we've all lost people. They mentioned like one of our choir boys died, I assume in some sort of raid. They're like, the station master died an hour after receiving his award, which again, they revealed that. And I was like, wait, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not ready for that.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
And then it's like, these two families lost someone who was very important to them. Something funny, Drew.
Is there anything funny about people dying?
No. It's not. It's just the, like, of all the people, the guy who won the Rose thing is just...
Yeah, he's just kind of, it's like he just died. Like he wasn't
it's just like...
he wasn't shot by a Nazi or like anything.
Well, I lived a good life and won me Rose Award.
Yeah.
Can say I'm happy.
He's fine in death.
Went out on top. That's all I can say.
He's like, I don't need to live anymore. But then he delivers a very patriotic speech that I think like probably sealed the deal for the Oscar win here.
Totally.
It was a very good speech. Like you said, it was broadcast for American propaganda. It's so interesting. It was British, but it felt like a coherent patriotism that was also resonant for like all countries, and especially like clearly the US.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it ends with them singing "Onward, Christian Soldiers" as warplanes fly overhead, and we kind of see them through like a hole in the church ceiling. Mm-hmm. And that's the end, just about. Because there's something very, very funny. I don't know if either of you guys watched the very, very end of this.
Is there like a Marvel movie type end credit?
No way.
Even better. Even
Adolf
better.
Hitler will return.
No, they have all of the.
No, it's like.
No, listen to this.
Okay.
You're gonna love it. It goes through all like the cast and crew and everything, and then it cuts to America needs your money. Buy war bonds every payday.
Yes. Yes. Nice.
That
wow,
was
I didn't realize that.
the ending title card or the ending card.
I cut out before that. That's funny.
I know. I was like so glad that I actually stayed because I was like, this is so funny, but like feels
very
true to what it would do.
I was ready for a like at the end of what is it, Age of Ultron. I was ready for I was ready for Hitler to come in and go, fine, I'll do it myself.
No, I was not making a joke. This was real.
Yeah.
But it's also something that they would like 100% do. But yeah, that is the movie.
It's very cool.
Mrs.
I mean,
Miniver.
this is like, especially by the end, and this isn't a criticism, but you do walk away with you're like, that was clearly a propaganda film.
Yeah.
This is like probably of the ones we've seen the most egregiously.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I kind of fell for it though.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm not anti going to war. But I was like, oh, this was the most like the first time I was watching something where it really was trying to go for a certain message. It was like very, I would argue, kind of.
And that message is buy American war bonds.
Well, it was very like, this is the first thing where I watched it. I was like, that's kind of bait. Like that's Oscar bait is how I would.
I mean, just you wait. We'll talk about everything that was nominated this year because
I'm sure. Yeah,
this was a lot. One thing before I get into the Oscar history, just a quick thing. I think it's cool to me watching this, knowing that it was written, fast-tracked, made, released, and like went out into the world during the war, and the war had not yet reached any sort of. Yes. It wasn't even close to a resolution.
Not even close.
And it's like it ends on such a bittersweet note because it has to, because the war's still going.
Yeah. They like Netflix documentaried it.
Yeah.
They were like, boom, we're getting this out. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to know.
And the case was not solved.
Yeah.
No, but like literally.
Yeah.
But I think it's like you can't end on like this crazy happy note or resolved thing because it's like the world wasn't resolved.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool stuff with these Oscars. But 1942, it really showed us what a true wartime Oscars would look like. Statues made of plaster instead of gold. Ceremony, another one that took place inside of a theater rather than like an opulent dining hall. And very many patriotic touches, including the display of a flag noting that nearly 28,000 members of the film industry were part of the U.S. military at this time. So it was, of course, only fitting that a bona fide World War II movie would win 6 Oscars. In addition to Outstanding Motion Picture, Mrs. Miniver took home Best Directing, Best Screenplay, Best Supporting Actress, Best Cinematography, and of course, Best Actress for Greer Garson. In fact, Mrs. Garson...
Her acceptance speech.
She pulled an Adrian Brody
Yo.
as her acceptance speech became one of legend, even though she didn't throw gum at the ex-wife of a prolific Hollywood predator.
Oh my God.
At least I think she did. But we know Adrian Brody did. So there were apocryphal stories.
That's Ziegfeld's ex-wife there.
So the apocryphal stories grew into her talking for an hour. That's like how it grew into. But in reality, she gave a 5.5 minute long acceptance speech. This was, in fact, funny enough, literally the longest acceptance speech in Oscar history until Adrian Brody is win
Equally
for the Brutalist.
important. Equally.
I like that will now live in history. I'm not done. So this was, this stood for over 80 years, right? So it was a long time, and it invited a lot of thoughts. Garson responded with a very long statement. I almost read the whole statement because it was very funny to me, but I just picked the best line. The best line was, I somewhat fractured a long-standing rule, which was that a winner should simply say thank you and then dissolve into a flood of tears and sit down.
Oh my God.
But she ate.
Good for her.
And I think she sold war bonds at the end of it. She talked about
Probably.
war bonds.
Oh, please.
She's plugging during this speech.
Plugging war bonds.
So even more bringing up the propaganda thing that you mentioned, this was also the first ever Oscar ceremony that awarded Best Documentary.
Oh!
You want to hear also something insane? There were 25 nominees.
Dude.
For documentary?
Dude.
What?
And
Every
winners.
documentary that came out that year was nominated.
And
We should watch
so
those.
the vast majority of these were war films. Of course. I mean, very naturally. So every time you watch a Best Documentary nominee, remember who you have to thank for it. Booz Allen Hamilton and Friends. So compared to the juggernaut years we've seen recently, I was actually very surprised to see that I really had only heard of one other Best Picture nominee. I haven't even seen it. And that's Orson Welles' Citizen Kane follow-up, which is called The Magnificent Ambersons. And that's a family drama about a dynasty with dwindling wealth. I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it. But it's the only one I even recognize by name. Unsurprisingly, there were many World War II movies vying for Best Picture.
Yeah.
So, including Mrs.Miniver, there were 4 in total. Interestingly enough, each one had a different vibe and setting. Mrs.Miniver, of course, being about the European homestead. The Pied Piper was about the French front, which is a stupid name for this movie. It seems more serious.
A French movie would have that
It's
title.
No, it's actually about the French front, but an Englishman is there, and he must protect refugee children from the Nazi invasion.
Oh. Okay.
Pass.
Yeah. Next is Wake Island. This is about the Pacific Front. Okay. American soldiers defending an island from the Japanese.
Oh.
I'm sure that was very even-handed in its portrayal of people.
Pass.
The poster also, for this one, was very funny. The poster had a very gaudy "America will never forget."
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I know. So it's even more heavy-handed.
Extremely loud and
Good.
incredible.
Literally. Imagine if that one won.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised because it's the most American one.
Yeah.
Lastly was the 49th Parallel. So it's about the most interesting World War II front, Canada.
Oh, pass.
The diversity of these World War II movies is very, very fascinating to me. There were, in addition to these World War II movies, 2 biopics, both funny with Yankee in their name, neither about the war and totally different. One was The Pride of the Yankees about Lou Gehrig,
Oh, okay.
baseball player.
Yeah.
Oh, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Yeah, that guy. And Yankee Doodle Dandy. And that was about a composer named George M. Cohen. That also got James Cagney Best Actor this year. And then lastly, there were 3 randos. There was Random Harvest. Even the name is random. Random.
Epic randomness.
Okay.
This was about a World War I veteran who loses his memory. I don't know.
I mean, good for him. You don't want to remember that.
Yeah,
Like a boss.
The Talk of the Town, which is a screwball romantic comedy with Cary Grant and Jean Arthur. It's Read the Room. Read the Room.
but funny and in love.
Yeah. Can you imagine if that won? Lastly,
But there's some nice repartee.
lastly was King's Row. This was a dark coming-of age drama starring 31-year-old Ronald Reagan.
Oh. Our first Reagan drop.
Our first Reagan
I'm sure
drop.
the next one will be
Probably
Bedtime
not
for
many of them.
Bonzo.
Well, that did win.
Yeah, that did win. That did win.
Sorry, that scared me.
There's an interesting movie called, I think it's The Killers. I think there's a movie called The Killers,
Okay.
starring Ronald Reagan, where he gets shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
But that's the all that there is for Oscar history. I thought it was very interesting.
It's very
year,
interesting.
So some really cool tidbits here. But as we know, Mrs.Miniver was the big winner of the night's 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Would we say this was a deserved win? I can go first because I didn't go first last time. I really enjoyed this, so I would say it felt like a deserving winner. I was dreading watching this. I didn't think it was very good. Also, Alexis didn't like it. She thought it was really boring. And I was like, okay, well, this is like going to be exactly what I think it is. But I was really surprised. I was like, oh shit, do I like this? am I enjoying
more
this?
bonds after this?
Huh? I went out and I bought some fucking Iran war bonds. You gotta pay that $300 billion somehow.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna get dragged away by the secret police
Yeah.
for this podcast. But God. But no, I actually really, really enjoyed this, especially in the context of thinking about the other World War II movies. I was a little surprised that this one was the winner, only because there was very little action. And like what little action there wasn't even shown. It was them in their bunker, which was a very harrowing scene. But because it was a more dramatic take, I think the others felt like maybe more adventurous or action-oriented. So I really liked how they went about the storytelling with this one. I thought you were definitely going to give it to a World War II movie this year. There was no way about it. And I think they honestly chose a deserving one. This is a big surprise for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I would say yes.
I am in the same exact boat. I thought I was going in thinking this is going to be boring, and I ended up loving it. Very surprised at how watchable it was. It's just like everything you said. The acting, in my opinion, was superb. I thought it was very like how we were talking about Wyler's style was just like very natural and just real, which is a very stark difference, in my opinion, to what we've been watching. So it was nice to just see that. But yeah, I obviously haven't seen the other ones, but this is just a great movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was pretty solid on it. I think it's totally deserving. I think it's, for a World War II movie set during World War II, I think it does a very good job of portraying specifically the civilian experience in Britain, and it does so with some pretty class acting here. Yeah, I'm similarly a fan. I was pleasantly surprised. I was really, really
Honestly,
worried.
we've been
worried
joking about not wanting to watch this movie for
felt-
like a few weeks now.
I was waiting for even the stupid stuff, like even like the Rose, like
The
thing, it
Rose
was like-
stuff like added a level of pathos to the movie that was like very refreshing.
Yes.
I did feel like this movie the whole time. I was like, God, they are trying to get me to feel something. in particular.
Drew, you need to be more vulnerable.
No,
I'm serious.
No, look, we've watched many a movie where
He
it's
was,
like
he
it
was
feels-
buying what they were selling. He just knew he was being sold it.
exactly. That's all I'm saying is I knew I was being sold to in this movie. Versus,
Which is even more impressive, perhaps.
I guess, yeah.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that we all thought this was a deserved win. And I could not be more shocked
Same.
by this one.
I was shocked that I was fully locked in throughout the movie.
Totally. I did think of a brain rot. I was struggling with it before, but I actually came up with it talking about this movie. Let's drop Mrs.Miniver into some other World War II movies. How does she fare?
Inglorious
In
Bastard.
Inglorious Bastard, Saving Private Ryan, any other ones that we can think of. Like, how does she handle herself?
Oh, I think she would be the smartest person in the room everywhere she
Yeah.
was. I think she plays like a perfect, great housewife in this, but I think she is so smart.
She's definitely like a quartermaster in the Captain America world. Like, she's given Agent Carter.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Yeah, Inglorious Bastard. She's cracking heads.
Yeah. I think she's a good match too. Christoph Waltz.
With the Nazi?
Yeah. I think she could take him down.
She could take.
She could take him
she'd
down.
go toe-to-toe with him.
Okay.
I think she
Yeah.
could go toe to toe with
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
Nice.
What other World War II movies are there?
Yeah, she ain't letting him look under the floorboards.
No
Right.
way.
Is she storming the beaches on D-Day?
Yeah.
Does she save Private Ryan?
She's the one lady in that new Weatherman D-Day movie. The one like secretary that like pops in and goes, that data's off. Like she points out the one thing that will change everything.
Can we just stop this podcast and just start an account of inserting Mrs.Miniver fan edits into other World War II
Yes.
movies.
You know what I want to see her in? I want to see her in the movie Nuremberg that we saw.
Yeah. The post World War II movie.
Yes.
She's like in the trial.
Yes.
J'accuse.
Now, Mr. Gurrer.
Yeah. Oh, she can like give him a little slap.
Yeah, she's witness for the prosecution.
Yeah, literally. So before we end, I want to bring up the sequel, Drew, that you maybe looked into a little.
We also have to
bit.
give our ratings.
We do.
True.
We do.
True. Before that, before we talk about that, I want to learn about the sequel.
I might look it up in a second, but from what I remember, there is a sequel. It's called The Miniver Story. It was made in 1950, so this was after the war, and it is about their
Her
experience.
at Nuremberg.
Yes, it is about her experience after the war. I believe Vin is not in the movie, probably because
probably.
because a little weird now. He's gone full Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson was preyed upon.
He was groomed.
Richard Day was like 27. Like,
That's too young.
okay.
So impressionable.
So Vin wasn't in the movie. They didn't even replace his character. They just wrote
Vin,
him
I
out.
think, is sort of written out as he died in the Battle of Britain.
Makes sense. Yeah. That's an
and
easy thing to write
obviously,
out, to
they
be
have their
honest.
younger kids that are older, and there's a bunch of stuff that happens there that I can't remember. Clem, I believe, is being offered a job to go design in Brazil.
Oh,
So
in Brazil.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Argentina.
Well, Brazil too. Brazil too.
Brazil too. Okay.
Yeah. He's been offered like a design contract in Brazil.
I have to draw some sweat stickers. Or
Sweat
something?
Sweat stickers, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been offered a design job out in Brazil, and I think is kind of working it up to like break it to Mrs.Miniver.
Yeah.
That he's gonna have to be gone for a while. He eventually decides not to. The big kicker.
Is the flower competition?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, so they're competing for the biggest pumpkin in the county fair. Now, Mrs. Miniver is dying of lung cancer.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I believe she is.
She inhaled too much during the bombing.
I can't remember what specifically it was. She's diagnosed with some disease and doesn't have much. She doesn't have long to live, basically, and is sort of like hiding that from her husband.
see.
So that's like it. Honestly, sounds like a very
That
sad
sounds very sad. Yeah.
sequel.
I mean, yeah. I was like, this can't be really that interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm assuming it wasn't William Wyler.
Let me look it up. I have it right.
I'm
This
just
is
gonna-
like the direct-to-DVD
Yeah,
sequel.
I
It
am
was
like,
directed by H.C. Potter.
okay, I'm refusing to
Pass.
believe that this sequel exists. I like to think that the Minivers just had like a lovely life after that.
I think it was received pretty well, though.
Really?
This sequel.
I don't want it. I don't want to watch it.
This is like a very sobering story. is what
Very,
it sounds
very
like.
interesting. But we have only barely entered the Miniverse. So
Oh man.
into the Miniverse, all the different Minivers and all their different art styles.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
But yes, final ratings.
Okay, I am gonna give this a 4.5 because I really loved this movie. I just loved the family so much and how real they were and how warm that family felt in like the gravest, toughest of times, and just like showing how great of parents they were under pressure and just always trying to make their kids feel loved and safe. And there was just like a very human part of the movie, which I just feel like I have not seen that yet. There's been a lot of like big characters that we've seen and like funny big characters, but this just felt like I was really watching like film acting for the first time in the way that we see it kind of today. So yeah, and just like the flower competition was so cute. The reading in the bunker, like, yeah, I was just very captivated by the whole story. And I think it's mostly because of like the acting and the family dynamic. Yeah, just really resonated with me in a certain way. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah.
Valid.
I'll go now.
No,
I'll go. I'm like, I think I'm at a strong 4.
Yeah.
Great acting across the board. Not sure like what it would have taken to get to like a 4.5, but I think it's just a strong 4 for me still. But I was like,
Yeah.
really liked it. And I keep saying it. I've said like 5 times, but I am walking away from this being like, wow, this is a very underrated Best Picture winner.
Totally.
No one's talking enough about Mrs.
Ms.
Miniver.
Miniver. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would give this. It seems kind of low based off of the glowing things that you've said. You guys are kind of convincing me, but I personally would give it a 3.5. I thought it was very solid. I had no complaints with it. Very good. Not going to go out of my way to like watch it again, but I think like really just like on a technical level, really well done story. Like I think this could have been honestly so much worse, considering that it is clearly trying to pitch something literally at the end.
Yeah.
It could have been. This could have been a lot less.
Like it was weirdly like not as
dated,
heavy-handed, or like.
I really was like worried at what point is it going to steer all the way into that territory, and it did a pretty good job. It honestly feels pretty timeless enough. Like I
would recommend this to people.
I would too, and I would watch this again. Like it was weirdly a very comforting movie to me. I don't know.
I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Don't. My 3.5 is not a
3.5 with a heart.
Yeah. 3.5 and a heart.
Yeah, 3.5 with a heart. Yeah, I'm not trying to cut it down in any way, shape, or form. It's just like solid, not like top favorite memorable movies.
No, I totally.
What we've seen, but
I actually came into this thinking, I'm like a light 4. I was always at a 4, but I think like I talked myself. I've enjoyed talking about this. I was like, I think I'm like at a stronger 4 now.
Yeah.
But still kind of like in that band.
Really solid movie though.
Yeah, really solid.
And I think what Sarah said is very true.
Mm-hmm. But we're not done talking about World War II, right? World War II continues its cultural chokehold and Oscar streak with a movie often cited as one of the best to ever get the gold. That movie is the Humphrey Bogart starring war flick Casablanca.